PASCAL SIAKAM continues to prove everyone wrong, and we need to start respecting him more as a player in the NBA. Hey guys, it's Hoops Convo, and today I'm going to briefly talk about PASCAL SIAKAM's current play this season and his journey as a player. Before I do that, if you guys want more future opinions and breakdowns, I'd really appreciate it if you guys can hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all that. Thank you. When the Raptors drafted PASCAL SIAKAM back in 2016, a lot of people viewed it as a reach. At the time, I don't remember him being projected as a late first round pick. I think he was more so mid to late second round. Ever since Giannis came into the league in 2013, Masai has this love for these 6'8", 6'9" forwards that are athletic and rangy. If you guys remember, like 2 years prior, they drafted Bruno in the 2014 NBA draft with the 20th pick. That was kind of influenced by the Giannis thing. So you can see why he reached for Siakam in the 2016 NBA draft. The 6'9" forward with a high motor and athletic tools, but he was still raw offensively. I mean, that's the kind of bets that they usually take. Now let's talk about his journey as a player. I feel like a lot of people don't understand just how impressive this is. He went from a role player to an all-star to a potential top 15 player this season. In year 1, he spent a lot of time in the G League developing. Then in year 2, he played a big role off the bench for the number 1 seeded Raptors. Now his third season, he came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone saw this leap coming, and the timing of it was perfect. He won the most improved player of the year that year. He should have made the all-star team, and he should have made all defense, to be honest with you. And he became the number 2 option for that Raptors team that eventually won the championship. Who goes from a role player to a number 2 option on the championship team in 1 year? Like, that's unheard of. And what I mean by the timing of it was perfect is if he doesn't break out that season, there's a very good chance the Raptors don't come close to a championship. Imagine that Magic, Sixers, and Warriors series if he didn't break out. And that angle doesn't get talked about enough. Like, the Magic would have probably taken the series to 6 or 7 games. They'd lose to the Sixers for sure, and the Warriors, come on, we don't even need to think about that. They would have not even made the finals. So yeah, he had a monster year 3, and it was one of the most random and unexpected leaps you'll ever see. So going into year 4, there was a lot more expectations on him, especially after Kawhi left. The team was looking for a new number 1 option. There was a lot of people who had doubts about Siakam. They thought he was just this Draymond Green, Lamar Odom type of player who was mainly a number 2 to 3 option. Once again, he proved everyone wrong. He led the Raptors to the number 2 seed in the East. He became a first-time All-Star and a first-time All-NBA team member. Before the bubble, I believe he was averaging like 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on pretty good efficiency. Now let's talk about the bubble. This is where I believe everything started to go a little downhill. I mean, this was a phase of his career. He's past it already, but this was a phase of his career where you saw like him actually struggle. I don't know how much stock you guys want to put in what happened at the bubble, but before that, he said that he didn't even play basketball for 3 to 4 months, and he was pretty much doing nothing in his condo at Toronto. And you saw this during the games. He just didn't look as sharp, he was out of rhythm, and he was getting tired so quick. Just not the usual stuff you see from Siakam. And this was during a time there was a lot of people who turned on him. I mean, you look through social media, it was just a mess. A lot of racist comments, slandering his name, saying that he's a hype job, stuff like that. So then came the 2021 season in Tampa. I mean, this was much of the same. It was pretty much a carryover from the bubble. I mean, if you look at his counting stats, he didn't have a terrible year. He still averaged 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists on pretty good efficiency outside of the 3-ball. It was viewed as worse than it actually was because if you look at his years 1 to 4, he made a leap in every single season. So in year 5, a lot of fans expected a lot more from him. Then you add the fact he started becoming this meme of NBA Twitter in terms of missing clutch shots, missing layups. Any mistake he made intensified by like 10. Also, the Raptors as a team were heading towards a lottery record, whether it was the COVID breakout, the injuries, the relocation, those factors playing into it. One of the underrated things about that season was that he started playing really good basketball in the second half towards the end. But overall, I would say this was a down year for him, and towards the end, he did get a shoulder injury that needed surgery in the offseason, so there was questions going into next season also. This guy was being disrespected by outside fans, the media, and even Raptors fans, I would say. He was being talked about like he's some role player, when reality was he's an all-star, all-NBA player and a proven number 2 option already. How did he respond that 2021-2022 season? Well, he shuts everyone up like he always does. Last season he averaged 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and led a lottery projected Raptors team back into the playoffs. He made the second All-NBA team of his career last season, and I would say, even though they didn't win the series against the Sixers, I'd say he finished pretty strong, going off on a high note. Finally, let's talk about this season. He's playing the best basketball of his career so far. I mean, he's playing very, very incredible, like top 10 level arguably. He's backing up all the words that he said preseason when he said that he wants to be a top 5 player in the NBA one day. I mean, he's not top 5 and he likely won't ever be top 5, but it's always good to strive for your best, you know? He's averaging 25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, still providing the two-way impact, and if you watch the games, he's reading the game at a much higher level. You could argue he's the second best passing big in the league, right behind Jokic. I mean, there's a case for Giannis, there's a case for Zion. Zion's really underrated in that regard too, but I feel like Siakam reads the game at a much higher level than those guys. I seen a post the other day of someone tweeting PASCAL SIAKAM is having arguably the greatest season from a Raptors player, and how could you argue against it? I mean, he's carrying such a heavy load, he's bringing two-way impact, the numbers are ridiculous. If you look at the counting stats, advanced stats, all those are taking a big, massive leap. I said in a prior video that I made before this season that I expect him to have the best season of his career, and I still didn't expect this. This is way beyond what I expected. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because he has a history of proving people wrong, a great character, and great work ethic from what we've heard. I wanted to make this video because it seems like there's a lot of people out there that still don't understand how good this guy is and his journey to where he is right now. It's an incredible journey. I mean, we don't see this development arc that often. This is someone who was called to reach when Masai Ujiri took him 27th overall in the 2016 NBA draft by scouts and experts. And now years down the line, when you look at the advanced stats, when you look at the stats, when you look at his resume, he has the case for the best player in his class. I mean, it's just the facts. PASCAL SIAKAM is that guy. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me, disagree? Let me know in the comments. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps out the channel and for more future content. If you guys want more future opinions and breakdowns, this is the channel to be at. And like I always say, we're called Hoops Convo for a reason. Thanks and take care.